Hi friends, and welcome back to Rustic and Lace DIY. Today is the Just Our Imagination Challenge. I'll let you know more about that in a few minutes. But first of all, if you're new here, welcome. My name is Brenda and this is my Oliver. And if you're returning, you know we love you. So with all that being said, let's get to crafting. Okay, here's DIY number one. So for this DIY, I'm going to paint that little wood drawer and egg from Dollar Tree. I'm going to paint them both with my Waverly chalk paint in the color white. And yes, I paint the back of this egg white. If you watched my last video, I forgot to paint the back of my egg. And then once it was dry, I went over the egg with some Mod Podge and let that dry. While it was drying, I removed the 2 plies from this beautiful napkin I got last year from decoupage and I am just dipping my paintbrush here in some water, and I'm going to go all around the picture uh, with the wet brush, and that just kind of makes it a easy way to tear the excess napkin off. When you do this, though, you do have to be careful because sometimes that water will seep into your image. So you want to try to kind of keep it away from the image. You'll see here when I do the butterfly, uh, oh, maybe I don't show it, but when I did the butterfly, yeah, down on the bottom here, it got a little too close to the antennas, and so it kind of ripped some of the antennas off, but it's okay. So after my Mod Podge was dry, I laid my napkin in place. I'm putting some parchment paper over it, and I'm going over it with my heat press. That way it reactivates that Mod Podge and causes the napkin to adhere to the egg. If you don't have a heat press, you can use an iron. You just don't want to have it on the steam setting. Then I went over that napkin again with some more Mod Podge and set it aside and let that dry. And really, this Mod Podge dries so fast. It's really within like 5-10 minutes it's dry. So once it was all dry, I took my little zip sander or finger sander, whatever you want to call it, and I'm going to sand off all the excess napkin, just like you see me doing right there. And then, of course, I got to do a little distressing. So I took my little chip brush and I dipped it in my Waverly chalk paint in the color ink, and I'm just going to go all around the edge of my egg and even on the bottom part where the napkin is, because it just kind of brings it all together. And I just love how this came out. That napkin is just so gorgeous. I totally forgot that I had it, and I went looking through my napkins and went, oh my gosh, I got to use this. So then I went ahead and just kind of did a little bit of distressing on the egg too. That just gives it a little more detail. Then I took my Tight Bond multi-purpose quick and thick glue and I put it all around the box, and then I'm going to go over the edges with hot glue, and then I'm going to glue that butterfly side to the back of my egg. After that, I'm going to take some floral foam. I cut it down to fit, and I'm just going to add a little hot glue to fill it into my little box there. And then these roses, I believe, are from Dollar Tree. They've been in my stash for who knows how long. I'm just going to start putting them into the floral foam here. And then I have a big thing of eucalyptus that I got from Dollar Tree this last Christmas, and I just spread out the picks on it and stuck it in. And then these are some ranunculus, I think you call them, from Walmart. Guys, I love these. These are just beautiful flowers. Anyways, I'm just going to add some of those in there, and then some little white roses from Hobby Lobby. And that's all there was for this. It is super easy. But oh my goodness, look how beautiful that is. And it doesn't have to be Easter. You can use it for either Easter or spring, because, you know, there's bunnies in the spring and flowers, right? Anyways, you have to let me know what you think about this in the comment box below. Okay, today is the Just Our Imagination Challenge, and I host this with my best friend, Kathy Jo, with Kathy Jo's DIY. We do this on the second Sunday of every month, and this month's guest host is the sweet Miss Jackie Burns, and she created this beautiful platter with the spoons last month, and we loved it so much, so we invited her to be our guest host. So make sure you check out her channel as well as Kathy Jo's, and check out the playlist. I have links to all of them in my description box. So this is DIY number 2. So I'm going to take this sign I got after the fall I think it was like 75% off or something when I bought it. And I'm going to remove the hanger. And then I'm going to take this big chip brush from Dollar Tree and my Waverly chalk paint in the color white. And I'm going to do some thick dry brushing. And if you want to know what that means, dry brushing means you're just going to dab some paint on your brush and you're going to dab it off the excess because you don't want to have a lot. And then you're just going to do distressing basically. But I want to have a heavy coat, a heavy thin coat. Does that make sense? Just see what I'm doing here. I want some of that board to shine through. So after it was all dry, I created this with my Cricut. I saw this saying on Pinterest on a picture, and I loved this saying. And I've been wanting to do it for a while, so I thought today would be perfect to do it. So I created it with my Cricut. It says, "Feed your faith and your fears will starve." And then I had these beautiful rub-on transfers that I just recently found at Dollar Tree. And they had these little pieces here that fit perfectly on each corner. So I cut them out, and then I'm just going to remove the backing. And then I'm going to use my little rubbing tool here. I think this came with an essential stencil rub-on transfer set that I got last year, but I'm just going to rub. And the nice thing about these rub-on transfers is they actually kind of look gray when you can tell that they're on. So they start out as black, but you can kind of see them change to more of a gray color, and then you know that they're actually adhered to your surface there. So I just keep rubbing until I see everything has changed, and then I just remove the top layer, and there it is. And then I also added some flowers and birds that were a part of that set on the front. You'll see that here in a minute. I'm going to take some of these big blocks. These come from Five Below, and I'm going to use my that's the Quick and Thick Multi-Purpose Glue by Titebond and hot glue. I'm gluing those two together. I had painted them white except for the side I was going to glue. And then I'm going to add some more of that Titebond Quick and Thick. Can you tell I like saying that? To to those two blocks, and then add a little bit of hot glue. And then I'm going to attach those to the back of my sign as a hanger. I'm not a hanger, as a stand. But then I was like, wait, I didn't fill the holes because I was, for some reason, thinking I was going to hang this, but I wasn't planning on hanging it. So I decided to go ahead and just make some little shoelace bows out of some twine, and then I'm going to hot glue those over the holes, just like you see me doing right there. And that's all there is for this one. I think it is so beautiful. Those rub-on transfers, I hope you guys can find them at your Dollar Tree store because they are just gorgeous. Look at that. Oh, I love it. You have to let me know what you think about this one as well. Okay, I always like to take this moment to thank all my subscribers. You guys are amazing, and I appreciate you so much. And if you're new here and if you like home decor on a budget and you like this video, I'd invite you to hit that red subscribe button, become part of our YouTube family, and then make sure you guys give me that thumbs up, comment, watch those ads, and share this video. I would greatly appreciate it. And then if you want to follow me on social media, you can find the links to my accounts in the description box below. Okay, here is the must used items. So we have to use both parts of the plunger, the head and the handle, some kind of rubber stamp, and a garden fence. So this is my first DIY with one of those must use items, which is the garden fence. So I'm going to start off by cutting the pieces off of this garden fence here. So I'm just cutting this one little block, I guess you could say, from the rest of the fence. And then I'm going to cut the little post off just like you see me doing. And I'm using scissors. And then it can be a little hard. You do have to also be careful that you don't go crooked, because then it can kind of cut the little black parts where you don't want them. So I'm going to cut just this top piece off from the bottom parts. And then I cut 4 of those out. And then I did cut some little swirly things to go in between them. And I'm going to use my hot glue. Now, if you were to create this, I would recommend using like the Titebond glue or E6000 or Fix-All glue or something. But for video purposes, I just use my hot glue. So I'm going to glue this on just like you see there. And then I'm going to glue everything else on using my hot glue. And I don't know why I didn't use my Tite Bond and hot glue. Don't ask me. I should have. But this is probably going to be up in my kitchen because I absolutely love this. So I shouldn't have to worry about too much heat on the hot glue. So once I had that all glued on there, I painted the whole thing front and back with my Waverly chalk paint in the color ink. Then I took this little stencil brush from Dollar Tree and dipped it in some white. And I'm just going to go and do some distressing all over those garden fence pieces. And I absolutely love this. I kind of got the idea. I saw, I think it was a month or so ago, Holly with Hot Humble Pie had used these garden fences on a heart and she just painted it all white. And it was beautiful. It looked so pretty. And I thought, what a great idea. Although I have done this before when I first started my channel. I can't remember if I did it before I started my channel or for one of my very first projects. I did something similar where I used some of this garden fence um, to make a sign. So yeah. So anyways, once I was done with that, I took this little home sign from Dollar Tree and I'm just going to paint the back of it with my Waverly chalk paint in the color white. And after I painted the sides and the back and I let it dry, I'm going to use, oh, now I'm going to do some dry brushing here too, or distressing all the way around the edges as well with the black. And then I'm going to just do a little bit on the inside of my white sign there too, because I just love distressing. Now, if you don't you don't like distressing, you don't have to do this, but it's just something I love. So I took this IOD stamp. I've had this for a year or two maybe, and I've never used it. So one of the reasons is I didn't have any ink pads. So I finally went and bought one the other day, knowing that I had this challenge coming up. And I'm just going to go over my stamp with my black ink pad. And then I am going to put it right on my sign. Now, I knew this rooster was a little bit too big for my wood round, and so I knew that some of the tail would be off, but I was okay with that. And then I'm just pushing down really hard on my stamp so everything goes through, but there was a little area that I missed because it came out a little light, but you know what? I don't care because it's all kind of rustic anyways, and that's just the kind of stuff that happens, right? So after that, I'm going to take again my Tite Bond Quick and Thick multi-purpose glue and I'm going to go around the edge, not all the way around. I'm leaving some openings for my hot glue. And then I'm just going to, this must be really thick because it does come out. I really have to squeeze the bottle for it to come out. It's not very easy getting it to come out. So that must be because it's thick. I'm going to add my hot glue here, and then I'm going to add this to the front of my sign. And I thought about using a smaller wood round so you could see a lot more of the fence, but then I would have had to use something else and another stamp, and I really wanted to use that chicken. So I'm using my big mouth crocodile to make the holes for the hanger there. And then I took some of this ribbon. I think this might be from Hobby Lobby, but I've had this in my stash for a long time. And I thought this would be perfect. So I'm making a bow, doing the awareness ribbon, scrunching it up in the middle and tying some twine around it. And then I am, once I have this all tied and a knot, as you can see, I left the extra long ends there. I'm going to make another bow with this beautiful ribbon that I just recently got from Sam's Club. And I'm doing the same exact thing. And then I'm going to put it to the front of that black and white ribbon. And then I'm going to wrap the twine around that other ribbon and then tie my knot that way and then trim off the extra twine so that you don't see it. Then I'm going to dovetail the ends, and you just fold those ends in half and cut at an angle. And then I'm going to hot glue to this. Now I was going to hot glue this over the hanger on that sign, but it would have covered too much of the chicken. So I glued it up top, and then I'm just going to glue the pinkish ribbon here down to where it kind of covers that hole and you don't even see it. And there it is. Then I took some of this eucalyptus, or no, lamb's ear. And this came from Dollar Tree as well. And I'm just going to hot glue a piece on each side underneath my bow, and then I'm just going to wrap some twine. I'm going to wrap the end with some tape. This is so that I can thread it through the holes easier. Otherwise, the twine can split on you, which is not fun. And I'm just making sure it's the length that I wanted. I didn't want it to be very long, so I'm just going to tie a couple knots on the back, and then my hanger is completed. And there it is. Oh my goodness, I love this. Oh, it's so beautiful. I hope you enjoyed it too. Let me know in the comment box below what you think about this one as well. And again, you could use any kind of stamp or napkin or anything. Okay, it is a time for a celebration of your recreations. And Jane made this beautiful little wood round with the window clings from Dollar Tree. And then Belinda, look at this sweet St. Patrick Day wood round she made. I love it. And beautiful Mariana, she copied my egg and I love it. Thank you, ladies. And if you have a creation or recreation that you would like me to showcase for you, you can send pictures to my email address that's listed there, or you can send them to me through Instagram and Facebook Messenger. Okay, here is a final DIY. Now this is with the plunger, you guys. So I'm taking two of these wood planks from Dollar Tree, and I'm taking my plungers. I removed the heads. Now these came from Dollar Tree. They have, and usually they're or reddish color, but they have some new ones that are black, which I kind of liked the shape of this better. So I was really happy that I found this. Kathy Jo had seen these and she was showing them to me, and I was happy I could find one here because the ones that I had were all smushed. Anyways, I wiped it down really well, and then I am taking my uh, Fix All glue and my hot glue, and I'm putting it on the top. Now these little wood pieces, they were in my stash. They came off some kind of DIY. I don't remember what they were from. Then I took the handle and I cut it down. And then I am going to paint all of those with my Waverly chalk paint in the color ink. And I'm trying to remember what the length was of those. I don't remember, maybe 5 or 6 inches. Anyways, I'm going to wrap some twine around the top part of my um, plunger head. I don't know what you call it. And I just started off with hot glue and then just kind of kept wrapping, holding it down, making sure it was tight, kind of pushing the twine down so it looked even. And then after that, I'm going to glue that end on. Now, I came up with this idea, and I don't know if it is an original idea or if I have seen something like this before on Pinterest, because I came up with this when I was in the middle of the night and I woke up because I was trying to think, what am I going to do with the plunger? What am I going to do with the plunger? And I thought, oh, if I could find the ones that look like Kathy Jo's, I might be able to make some kind of a light with it. And it just so happened I found the ones like Kathy Jo's and I found the lights that I was looking for. And I'm like, score. So as you can see, I burnt off the fuzzies there. I'm taking my wood glue and hot glue, and I'm going to glue those little dowels onto the top part of my plunger head. Now you see the purple tape there. That's just washi tape. I just had it so I'd know where I wanted to place my dowel because I needed it a certain length so that it, wasn't hitting against my sign. Then I had also taken some 5-gallon paint sticks that they were the tops. I trimmed them down to the size that I needed, and then I'm adding my wood glue and hot glue. And I also painted the other side of them with my antique wax. And I'm going to put one on the top and the bottom. They're 2 inches from the top and 2 inches from the bottom. And as I was going to say, I decided to paint all this black, and I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do with these end pieces because I want this to go in my room, but I don't have anything that was wood color. And I thought about painting these gray to kind of match my walls, but I just really like the black and the antique wax. And I thought, you know what, I'm just going to do it because all my furniture in my bedroom is black, but it's okay. I don't mind. I'm not one that has to have everything matching anyways, and I just love these. So after I had those on, I took some half beads, put them on some painter's tape, and I'm painting them with my Waverly chalk paint in the color black. And I have 12, 3 times 4, yeah, 12 of those beads. So then I'm just going to use my hot glue, and I'm going to glue 3 of them on each one of those little wood pieces there. And I did that on both of my signs or lights, lanterns. I don't know. What do you call these things? Anyways, I did see some of these kind of like this on Pinterest. So I don't think this was really an original idea, but still, hey, I love this. I took some of these push lights from Dollar Tree and I'm going to glue the little handle down with my hot glue here. And then I thought about using that tape stuff that they have on it, but I'm just not 100% positive that it would stay very well because, it's Dollar Tree. Anyways, so I decided to go ahead and remove that, and I just used my Cricut spatula to help me get it off. And then I'm just going to use my Fix All glue and hot glue, and I glued it to the inside of that plunger head. And I held it in place for, maybe a full minute or two just to make sure it really adheres to that rubber. And then after I was done holding it in place, I screwed the light part on. I did go back and unscrew it and add batteries to it. And you'll see that here in a minute. Or that you'll see it on the reveal. Then I'm just gonna add a little hanger. Now I thought about just putting something on the back to hang it on so you didn't see the hanger, but this wood is really thin, so I just decided to add hangers. These are going in my room next to my husband's dresser. I love them. Look how cute that is with the light shining. Oh my goodness. I love these. I hope you like them too. They're a little on the modern side though. It's kind of weird. Okay, here is the final reveal. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Make sure you check out Kathy Joe's and um, Jackie's channels, and then make sure you check out the playlist. I can't wait to see what everybody did with the must-use items. I love this challenge. It is so much fun. I hope you do too. So I will be back again on Thursday with another video. So with all that being said, I hope you guys have a blessed week, and I will see you on the next one. Bye-bye.